What is up, everybody? My name is Justin. This is Forever Self-Employed. In today's video, I'm joined with a special guest, Mike Vadan. Mike, how's it going, man?
It is good, man. Thanks for having me on again.
Absolutely. Always a pleasure, man. So in today's video, we're going to be specifically talking about some commercials that you actually ran on TV. We're going to be breaking those down. Super excited about that. But before we get into that, you're actually doing a giveaway for 15,000 subscribers, right, Mike?
That is right, man. We are very close to that. We are giving away a 5.5 gallon per minute Everflow soft wash pump. And there will be a link. I think you're going to put one down in the description below. So you just click on that thing, you fill it out, and you'll be entered to win. And hopefully that's sooner rather than later.
Right. First link in the comment section description if you guys are interested in winning a soft wash pump. If you are, you're going to want to act now because Mike is on the cusp of 15,000 subscribers. Going to be any day now. So with that out of the way, let's go ahead and jump right into this. Today, we're going to be taking a look at two different commercials that you actually ran, breaking those down, and you're going to tell us which one actually worked better. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and play both the commercials, and then we're going to talk about them.
Your neighbors are talking. Your wife is ashamed. Your kids are embarrassed. The Dean of Clean can help. All-American Pressure Cleaning, utilizing high heat, low pressure, and environmentally friendly detergents.
Thanks, Dean of Clean.
Call now for your free mildew preventative treatment.
Mike, first and foremost, tell me about how you got the idea to run commercials on TV.
That commercial that we did was about 13 years ago. So a long time ago. We'd been in business for many years, and we had been experimenting with various forms of advertising. And we've done, at that point, we had done all the stuff that everybody does, the yard signs, the flyers, the mailers. Back then, we did yellow pages. The internet was in its infancy. And so there wasn't a ton, social platforms weren't there. But what you had was TV commercials. I had a friend who was a television producer for a nationally syndicated TV show that was actually filmed here in Savannah. It was called Farmer's Almanac TV. He was the producer. He had the equipment. He had the editing tools. We didn't have everything that we have now at our disposal where you can just do everything on your phone. But these were professionally made. And, it was actually over a couple of beers on his front porch. We were just talking. He's like, dude, let's do some commercials for you. And, it was relatively inexpensive, but, it kind of worked.
But tell us about the first one in particular. Like, what was the vision on that one? And kind of break that down for us.
Okay, so like I said, my friend was in the he's a television producer, and so it was basically his vision. We talked along the premise of your neighbors are talking, your wife is ashamed, and basically trying to shame people into going outside and taking a look at their property, because a lot of times, our customers, they don't necessarily see it unless they're reminded, like, oh, I do have a dirty roof, or I do have dirty siding. And so that was kind of the premise. And so we just got out there. It was in my front yard, and had a couple friends over who were the parents. The two kids in it were my kids. And ultimately what this was, and as much as I hate to say it, it was mostly ego advertising, right? It was, hey, I'm going to be on TV. And back then I was running ads in society magazines, full page glossy ads. Was the ROI there? Probably. It wasn't something that we were tracking necessarily at that time like we do now, but it was more about building a brand and building the awareness in the community of who we are and the fact that pressure washing is out there. I don't think before that, and again, this is 12 years ago, I don't think there was probably too many pressure washing commercials on TV, and I don't think there are today. So with, I think it was just something that was a little unique, and it definitely helped the business. It helped the brand. But with all that being said, let's run the next commercial, because we tweaked it a little bit. It just like all of your marketing messages, it takes refining, development, just finding what works best.
Did you know that pressure cleaning is the fastest and most cost-effective way to increase the value of your home and prolong the life of your property? I'm Mike Vadan, the Dean of Clean, and I want to help you create instant curb appeal.
Specializing in the low-pressure washing of houses, decks, driveways, and roofs. If it's dirty, we can clean it. Call now for your free driveway cleaning with every house wash. Oh yeah!
So go ahead and tell us, Mike, why the second video worked better than the first one, and kind of what different things we tried to tweak in there to make it work better.
I always talk about having a good call to action. And with this video, we tried to incorporate more of a visual component of the actual work being done. It opens with one of my techs spraying, soapy water on a window. That was more for visual than anything else. And then it cuts to, the talking about the different services that we offer. And then it ends with a call to action. Call now for your free mildew preventative treatment. Was that a real strong call to action? Not really, but who knows what a mildew preventative treatment is, but you better call now if you want your free one, right? And so that commercial performed so much better. And we had a lot more calls as opposed to people just saying, hey, I saw your commercial. It was, hey, I saw your commercial on TV and I want to get that free mildew preventative treatment. So, having a call to action in all of your marketing is absolutely essential. But I think that was one of the main key components of the success of the second one over the first one.
Absolutely. And I think that one was more direct as well. Just like with the language in it, it didn't, the other one, it had a great vibe on it, but it was kind of too suspenseful, you know what I mean? And the cool thing about it is you were just trying things, you guys were having fun with it. And that's when the best things come about. If you're too serious and you're standing there holding your wand and you're like, hey, you know what I mean? It's just
right. Well, and I think that's probably what happens in a lot of scenarios because the way that we ran these, and we did it on the local cable network, and these cable companies approach businesses all the time saying, hey, do you want to run commercials? We'll produce it for you. And that's exactly what it is. It's a guy with his wand and he's saying, hello, my name is John and I pressure wash. Please call me today. And there's people don't want to see that. That's boring. It's irrelevant. It's not memorable. So the ones that we did with the music, with the suspensefulness of that first one, they were memorable.
It was a dual purpose because it wasn't necessarily just relying on the calls. You had a bunch of other marketing techniques that you were running, but it was more so that brand awareness and the fact that you were on TV. It gave you some celebrity. It manufactured celebrity for you.
Absolutely.
So let's talk about what channels you ran this on, Mike.
So when we were advertising, we were on, like I said, the local cable network. We did Fox News. We did the Golf Channel, we did Home and Garden TV, and we did the Cooking Network because that is our target demographic. It's that 30 to 50-year-old, with the Fox News, you're kind of elevating that income level. With, the Golf Channel, it's probably, if someone's watching the Golf Channel, they're going to be wanting to play golf on the weekend and not pressure wash, right? So that's who we want to do. We want to target our ideal customer, and those channels were the perfect fit for us.
Let's kind of get into cost a little bit now, because I would assume that running commercials on television would be very expensive. So tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, and I think that's everyone's perception. And if you're running during the Super Bowl or if you're running during prime time, the cost is going to be monumental, and a small business can't compete in that. But when you're running on local networks, and if you remember, and everybody knows these are 24-hour networks, so there is a lot of empty advertising space. And they're not just going to go blank. They're going to put something in there to fill up that time and make a little money. I chose my channels. I didn't get to choose the times. Maybe I could choose a time slot like in the afternoon or in the evening, but there was never a specific one. When you're paying big bucks, you can choose 8:15 on ABC, right? So with this, your price is drastically reduced simply because you don't have as much control on when it's going to play, just that it's going to be played X amount of times, which you set. You give them a budget, right? You can say, I either want X amount of spots or I want to spend 400, 500, 600, whatever per month. Not incredibly expensive. Back then, I think I was doing like a $500 per month budget. And even if you get 2, 3, 4 calls, you're paying for that and more, right? Like we all know what we charge. And if you're charging what you should be charging, then a $6, $10 spend per commercial is very, very low, and it's well worth it, in my opinion.
Absolutely. So as far as the return on it, was it kind of negligible, or was it just more for getting your name out there more so?
I would not say it was the monetary ROI that we would want, but it was definitely an exposure, right? So, and that's an investment. That's return on your investment.
Right.
Brand recognition, building a brand.
Absolutely. Brand recognition. I love it. So would you do it again? I mean, you haven't done it in 13 years. Is there any reason why?
Well, we've been in business for 20 years, and at that point, we were kind of developing our marketing strategy, developing our brand. At this point, we're there, and I think it's to the point now where I don't spend a tremendous amount of money on any facet of marketing. I probably wouldn't advertise again on TV, but if I was starting over, I would definitely look at it. If you're at that point where you're trying to elevate that business, if you're trying to build that brand awareness, right? It's not expensive. Call your local, cable provider and just check it out.
Nowadays, we could probably even get way more targeted with Google ads as well as Facebook
Oh,
ads.
without a doubt.
And we
Yeah.
could probably touch people for much less money. I mean, everything's kind of swayed a little bit. However, it would be cool to run some ads on television, especially for if you give them a price point, say, hey, I want $200 of commercials run out.
Yeah.
Super cool.
And the quality of the technology that we have at our availability at our fingertips right now, we can produce pretty good content that is suitable for television.
Absolutely. Well, Mike, I love it, man. I love this perspective. You've done a ton of different marketing. So we're going to do a series on the channel here, and we're going to go through all the different types of marketing that you've done, because some of them are less conventional than others, such as commercials. I doubt anybody's going to try a commercial, but every guest that comes onto the channel has to pick the word of the day. What would you like the word of the day to be?
Don't tread on me.
Don't tread on me is the word of the day. If you guys made it this far in the video, go ahead and comment down below. Don't tread on me. Be sure to check out Mike's channel. I'll have it linked in the comment section description, as well as the soft wash pump giveaway. Like I said, he's going to be hitting 15,000 subscribers here any day now, so you guys need to run to that link. But my name is Justin. This is Forever Self-Employed, and until next time, hustle hard and get that money, baby. Peace.